Welcome to this instruction video on how to use the DRA standard log frame format. I would like to start with pointing at the instruction sheet. Practically everything that I'm going to explain to you in this video can also be found there. So if you have questions or if you get stuck, please take a look there first. We sometimes get questions to which the answer is actually in the instruction sheet. So you go there by clicking on this link up here. Here you'll find a step-by-step description of how the format works. First for the lead here and for the member, and also some general instructions up here. The first one is actually very important. Leave templates, indicators and coding as they are. Deleting sections or overwriting formulas will affect the template. It will no longer work if you do that, so don't touch that. Now let's go back to the front page by clicking this link and take a look at how the format is built up. It basically consists of two parts. The first is the log frame itself. That's this one actually, the list of indicators. The second is the beneficiary sheet, and this is meant to give an overview of unique beneficiaries in your JR, so without the overlap. These two core sheets, the log frame format and the beneficiary format. The beneficiaries format is going to be discussed in a different video, otherwise this one's going to be too long. These two sheets are there at overall level, where we are now, which is where the data are aggregated, and a separate one for each individual organization. So besides these sheets, organization level and overall level, we have the instructions, I already showed it, and we have the definitions of all the indicators. I'll come back to that later. So which fields do you need to fill out as a lead before sending it to the joint response members? It's actually important that you do that before sending it, because some of the information that you are going to fill out here will come back automatically in the individual member sheets. It's copied there automatically. It will come clear later. So first, of course, we have to fill out the name of the joint response here. So I'm going to use a fictional example because I don't know all the details of the joint responses, so I'm only going to make mistakes if I do that. So we are going to work on the Groningen joint response, the GJR. Number 1, we're going to do something about the earthquakes there. We go to the lead, who is the lead for this joint response. Let's say ZOA is the lead because they started their office there more than 40 years ago. Here I did some pre-work. The project period is the period for which the funding is secured. So if it's going to be extended, you can always adapt it. But let's say for this example, we have it for 1st of January 2019 to 31st of December 2019. The reporting period, this field is only relevant if you do the reporting. So now for the beginning, when we do the planning workshops, this you can just leave open. The UNOCHA HRP objectives, you fill it out here, the ones that are relevant for your joint response. For instance, let's say protection of IDPs in hard to reach areas. That can be an HRP objective. And then you go to the relevant policy markers and you choose them. There are only a couple that are relevant for DRA. For instance, gender equality, and this is a very significant one. Let's say explicit primary objective. But there can be more than one, but let's leave it at this. Next, last but not least, you select the members of the JR by indicating in this list here if they are a lead or if they're a member. So we said ZOA is the lead. We select lead. We say that CARE is a member to this joint response. CORDE is a member. Let's say Oxfam Novib is a member and World Vision is a member. So now you're ready and you can send the format to the joint response members, in this case to CARE, CORDE, Oxfam and World Vision. So let's take CARE as an example and we go to their log frame. You will see that most of the information here on the left side is already filled out. That's taken directly from the front page. So all the info is the same. That's why it's automatically copied, except for the policy markers down here. This may differ from member to member. So you will have to fill that out as a joint response partner as well. But that's the only thing. So let's say we also do gender equality, but here it is like for care, it is in this particular instance a significant objective and not an explicit primary objective. Sorry. So you're done for this. And then we can go to the actual indicators, to the actual log frame, let's say. The first 4 columns are all relevant for IATI, but you don't have to do anything about it. Column C is where the actual indicator is. So column C is what you plan to report on. Here you can select, actually see which indicators you report on. Column D has the indicator code, but it also has a hyperlink to the explanation of the indicator. So if I click here, I want to know more about number of people provided with resources to protect and start rebuilding livelihood assets. And I'm a bit confused on what it means. I go here, I click here, and here you will find the definition. Resources that enable people to protect and rebuild their livelihoods, etc., etc. Now I go back by clicking on this same link again on the code, but I'm redirected to the front page. That's not possible otherwise. And then you go by click back to your own individual organizations page by clicking on log frame. There we are again in the care log frame. So here I also did some pre-work. I already filled out the targets. It's important that you don't touch column E. Here is a formula that adds up the values that you enter here in columns F, G, and H and I. So if I change this into 40 girls, you'll see that the overall target for this indicator will also change. Next to the targets, you give the description. This can be, I've also typed it already, provision of seeds and fertilizer to the targeted beneficiaries. Next to that there's location, and the difference between location 1 and location 2 is the difference in levels. So let's say administrative government levels. In this case province and gemeente, municipality, but it can be district or anything else. The first location is Groningen, the province, and the gemeente Loppersum is location 2, level 2. The next column you fill out your local implementing partner. In this case I made up the anti-earthquake movement. And then you can go on after implementation with reporting on the actuals. So scroll a little bit to the right. When you receive this, probably in the beginning this will still be closed, so you don't see that. So you'll, once it's time to report, you open the reporting sheet here, the reporting part. This first plus is for the midterm and the second plus is for the end term. This works exactly the same way as the targets. So you fill out the actuals here in V, W, X, and Y, and then it will be added up automatically in column U. So you only report in a disaggregated way, and the aggregation is done automatically. So you repeat this, of course, for all the indicators that are relevant for you. Once you have done that and filled out your whole log frame, you send it back to the lead, and the lead will include it in their own log frame. Then you will see that in the aggregated log frame, all the values here are added up. I have already done some pre-work here for care, but also I filled something out for Cordate. They target 1950 beneficiaries here. So if I go back to the overall frame, that's the Cordate and care beneficiaries added up. Sorry, here added up. 1900 for Cordate, 400 or so for care. That's 2315. So this is how it works. I hope it is insightful. If you have any feedback, please let me know. You can find my email address here, p.das@zoa.ngo. Thanks for watching.